Hey, welcome back to the second episode of this series. We're doing more than one. Who would have thought? Anyway, we're gonna start this one with the draft, and we'll probably take it to the end of the regular season, and maybe see the playoffs. Unless somehow miraculously we make it, then the playoffs will be its own episode. Anywho, this draft class sucks. Most probably, it almost always does. Am I on fucking commissioner mode? No. How could I import draft results that haven't happened yet? That's great. Anyways, let's start the draft. My philosophy on the draft is take the best player available. There's no positional value, there's need, or I don't really believe in any of that nonsense. My previous save, which again I can do a little tour of if anybody gives a shit. I took this guy, and we were the Rockies, and he is going to be a Hall of Famer. So A, I'm not going to take him again, and B, good for him. Let's see who the Indy Guardians take first overall, huh? Charlie Condon. Looks like a very good player. The other thing I will highlight here in the draft is work ethic and intelligence, as everyone else says who's ever done a series. Those are like the two most important things next to just pure ratings. So you'll notice I like those. I like to do that. Hilariously, I also had J.J. Weatherholt on that Rockies team, which won multiple World Series. No big deal. He's a good player. And the Oakland Athletics. Take Connor Griffin. Thank you. All right. Well, it looks like a bad class. I'll figure out who we're going to take, and then I will get back to y'all. Yeah, this draft class sucks, in truth. I mean, I'm sure these are great players in real life and whatever, but in this game, it's just nothing. For a 5th overall pick, I should not be having to settle for a 3.5 star player. I mean, this is a guy who, again, in my previous save, developed well, has good work ethic, is already 20. This is potentially going to be my pick. I don't love that he doesn't throw hard, except for the fact that, in theory, you can develop that in the development lab in the off season. But that's kind of why I'm leaning towards this guy, Chris Levinas. I like the fact that he's a leader of work ethic. The home runs against is good enough. 55 is kind of personally my threshold for, how I'm comfortable throwing on a good team. I mean, on this team, you're not going to see very much of that. They're all shitters. But, if he gets to develop to this guy, hopefully in the offseason we can develop his fastball through his velo, and hopefully our minor league coaches and whoever are good enough. So I think we're going to do that. Chris Levinas. He's also supremely under slot, which, not that I'm a penny pincher, but that's nice. From Holmdel, New Jersey. I don't even think he's a real guy, because usually they have their Twitters down there. But anyways, that's who we're taking 5th overall in year 1. Hopefully he can become the ace. We're going to just skip to the next pick we have, and wow. Let's see who's on the board still. This guy's Lithuanian? That's kind of fun. Ryan Sloan. This is another guy I was considering. He looks good, right? Everything looks pretty good, except you look over here and it says misses signs more often than you'd like. I'd like my pitchers to be pretty smart cookies. But again, can't have everything, can you? I also think this is a great name, Kale Fountain. Sure. But I will decide on who we take, and then I will report back. Okay, so, as this draft class is not great, not very many high potential players or individual tools I like so much, it's going to be Ryan Sloan. I think he's good enough. He's got good enough stuff. He's got home run against per 9, which is, what I look for more than anything in the movement profile. BABIP is lovely. Got the work ethic, but no intelligence. Don't love his stamina, but again, even if long-term this is a reliever, this is a good reliever. So, he's going to be our 2nd round pick, and he's only looking for slot, so that's pretty nice, keeping our dollars down as well. I don't normally do this, but we're going to triple dip on pitchers in the first 3 rounds. It's going to be Schuyler Sandford. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but he's a White Sox. He wants another pretty little amount. Why do I take him? This 65 home run against rating is lovely. I know he's a fly ball pitcher. Kind of not what you're looking for a guy ever, let alone who has good home runs per 9. Ground ballers are going to generally do pretty well if you have a good infield defense behind them, which long-term is the outlook I like for this team. But again, like two other guys we have drafted, I feel like I can improve the fastball in the development lab in the off season. So yeah, maybe I'll keep you with me here while we do another pick. Let's do one together. Let's see how we do this. We'll just look through. All right, meh. He looks fine. I like the movement and control ratings, but no, he sounds too Quebecois. We don't do marks with a C here. Kidding, but he looks actually pretty decent, to be so honest. Good ratings all around. We'll see. This is a very toolsy player. Shout out to Foolish Baseball. He loves that word, toolsy. I don't like this player, though. He's not good enough in the outfield to warrant no slug at all for me. If you have no, for me, in my humble opinion, and it's humble, let me tell you that. If you have low power, you got to have some gap power. This is a singles hitter, which is fine, but I'm not taking him high. Matthew Champion, he looks pretty good. Christian Chatterton. That's an awesome name. I might just take him for the name and the fact that he has good control and home run against. He's my leading guy right now, to be honest. I cannot believe we potentially might go 4 pitchers in a row, but it is generally easier to find hitting than pitching in any given offseason, especially the further you go into a save. So as I'm just looking through here and seeing that people don't look great, this guy's 85 stamina. That's hilarious. He's going to throw 190 pitches. Anyways, we're going to end up going with Christian Chatterton. This is not my favorite draft class ever, but I will keep you around for one more, and then I'll just do the rest by myself. And then I will see you after. It's going to be Cale Fountain, by the way. He's got enough power, and he can play first base enough that hopefully he develops. I'm surprised he's still here, but there you go. That's the first 5 picks of the draft. All right, I'm going to cut back here and kind of show off a thing I like to do. I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable at the game enough to do, know certain things. Like Aiden Moza. He is 21. He's not great. He doesn't look right. Not good control. Okay home run allowed rate. Stuff's good enough. Got 2+ pitches and 1++ pitch. But you'll see he's listed as a starter. So what we're going to do is we're going to draft him. I'm going to make him a reliever. Already he's like, oh, that looks pretty good. And then, here's where it gets even better. We're going to customly develop him. Remember how he's a reliever now, so stamina doesn't matter. Let's jack up this curveball. I would like some of that. This basically what this is, how you want to, it says here, how you want to direct his efforts to focus on practice. I would like you to develop that curveball quite a lot, my friend. That would be lovely. And then, that's it. The next thing I will do from here, because he's a late round pick, he doesn't have to negotiate. He is auto with the team, right? Let's see how, if we put him in Class A Kannapolis, which is Carolina League, I would do this and say, So relative to the Carolina League, he's got 60 stuff. These are his ratings relative to where he is now. Good enough to me. So what we're going to do is set his game strategy. We're going to lock him to this team in Carolina League, meaning only I can control promotions, demotions, and we're going to lock him to the closer. So let's go take a look at what that would look like now. In Kannapolis, we have Aiden Moza locked as the closer here, and, if he develops into this pitcher, that's, if not someone we can use for our own bullpen, it's a piece. So that's, to me, and, no big deal, but that's a pretty good use of a 16th round pick, I think. How I search for late round picks in general, the first thing I do is I look for good defensive players, not only pitchers though, because these guys are not a dime a dozen. Like this, honestly, here's our next pick. You're gonna be like, what? Why? Journeyman minor league catcher, because injuries happen, and it's the 17th round. Infield range is the most important infield defense tool, obviously. Error being second, turn double plays for middle infielders and infield and for third baseman in that order. Although there's an argument for arm being more important than range at third, but I am not of that camp personally. In the outfield, it is left to right in importance to me, unless you're in right, which is arm. Anyways, there's nobody good left here. The next thing I would do is potential and sort by power. And, if you can find someone with good enough contact here, 50-50 kind of, that would be good. Although it doesn't look like there's much at all in this draft class. Anyway, so I'm just going to finish it up, and I will see you guys for negotiations. All right, the draft is done. We're going to go here to the negotiate screen. And look at this. The slot value It's like 5 times, maybe more, of what we're offering. We're offering our second round pick double. That's a little weird, but it's the way we're doing it. What I'm doing now is just offering everybody their demand. Because I offered my first round guy way below slot, I was pretty comfortable drafting a bunch of extremely hard guys, like Arjun Amala's brother, who I also realized was the 5th round pick. Apparently we got a compensation pick for the signing of... I'm not sure, I can't remember. But, yeah, then this guy, in the 3rd, Adam Height, cool, and Levi Sterling. So those are the draftees. Let's simulate forward a few days, and I'll show you kind of what I like to do with them. Yeah. Okay, so Akil Namala has reacted. Let's set his not pitching stat. Let's set his development. You already know how to run, and your defense can go down a little bit. I would like your power and your quality of contact to get up there. I'd void Ks a little bit. Gap power to me is one that kind of just develops on its ones, like by itself. So I don't do it as much, but there you go. And that is all. And I will do that with all of them. Maybe I'll show you one more. I'll show you a pitcher because I don't do it with pitching very often. Oh, I offered him a minor league deal. John Means, that is. Why? Because he means business. He was out there in the free agency pool. Sorry, I go on these fucking tangents. I need to not, but... Anyways, like Adrian Morejon. Why is he a free agent? Well, he was released by San Diego. We're going to offer him a big league deal, I want to say. Right? Nah. The other thing is, here's a look at the trading block. You'll notice a name. Juan Soto. Why would they trade him? Well, they're bad. I can't really tell you why, but they are not a good team this year. So if he gets traded, I will be sure to report back. But other names on the list include Willie Adames, who's pretty good. Jordan Montgomery, Romuto, Aroldis Chapman, the titty squeezer. But again, look at these ratings and look at what we found over the top. That's a good new thing to explain. Also, would never want this man on my team because he lets you know what he thinks. I'm going to not make a joke there, but you can see he's got all of the yellow personality traits which are bad. But again, what I was saying with over the top. So, fastball slider guys generally are better against same-handedness, right? The splitter will work better against opposite-handedness, so it kind of negates a little bit of that, meaning he's still really good against righties because, A, he's over the top, and he's got a plus-plus splitter. So that's a cool thing. I'm an actual nerd knowing all that, maybe. I don't know. But you know what? We'll keep you around here. Let's see who gets the all-star nod from our team, if anybody. Because remember, I turn off all team must be represented, but I can't imagine Louis Bob is not there. Anyways, here's Ryan Sloan. So here's what I do with pitchers. I don't really need your stamina up. Stamina kind of is what it is already. Again, it's not really going to be developed, but it can. So, and then I put these up a few ticks, and then I like the fastball to develop. But with this guy, we're going to not do a slider a little bit, and we're going to try and make him more fastball changeup. Because that's, again, generally, to me, a better strategy because changeup is opposite-handedness, fastball is opposite-handedness or neutral. The slider is same-handedness. So you'll notice he's probably pretty equal because he's got a good changeup. Levi Sterling. This was an 8th round pick. I don't think there's much to change here. He doesn't have a plus-plus pitch I want to develop, so I'm not going to edit him. We're going to keep him with AI. Anyways, let's see who our all-star is, if anybody. Andrew Nardi. That's awesome. Jordan Leisure. That's also awesome. Louis Bob. I don't think I missed anyone, but 3 all-stars on the Sox on the south side? Let's go. That's huge. I'm sure we'll be able to flip one of these guys either now or in the offseason. Fromber's having a crazy year. Wow. 6 WAR for a pitcher is pretty good, I'll be real. We're on pace for. Royce Lewis is on pace for 7 WAR, but, let me check the sky real quick. Oh, it's blue. He's hurt? Red turned 2. My guy, even though he's dog shit in real life right now. And the National League. Wow, Yoshinobu has 16 wins in 21 starts? How good are the Dodgers? Well, they've only scored 80 more runs than anybody else, as you can see here. That's kind of bonkers. Well, he's on pace to win 27 games. Sure, dude. Logan Webb's also been ridiculous. Mookie, shockingly, has been really good. Let's see how he's been defensively at short. Oh, terrible. Doesn't matter because it's the Dodgers. And, yeah. I will check back in the next time anything else cool happens. You know, we had avoided the injury bug pretty well for the last few weeks, close to a month, but Nicky Lopez just tore ligaments in his ankle, so he's out for 5 weeks. That's not ideal, I'll be real with you. But that means you get to call up somebody. We're going to find out who. It's going to be an infielder. I will also take this time to mention I sent down, you'll notice, Drew Thorpe, because he just has been bad. There's no way to beat around this bush. And I like a bush to beat around, but this is not one I want to. He's been great in AAA. He was great in AA last year, but man, oh man, was he just not good. Was getting unlucky, just wasn't good. There's a future here for him still, I'm sure, but anyways, not right now. Let's call up. Should we give Brian Ramos a shot? He can't really play defense anywhere. Who's DHing for us right now? It is Andrew Vaughn. We could play him at first. We could play Colson at second. Let's do it. Why not? Brian Ramos is going to get the call. That's pretty fun. Yeah, so Colson's going to move back to second. Vaughn's going to play first. And Ramos is going to DH. He can hit pretty good, it seems. Pretty well. We'll have him hit sixth versus righties. And lefties, here's where it gets kind of tricky-do. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go look at splits versus lefties. Who is getting taken out? Wow. It's not even particularly close that it's Paul DeJong. Our only issue there, and it's an issue, who the fadoodle is playing short then? Because it sure as shit ain't Madrigal, right? It better not be Young. Oh my god, it can't be DeJong. Well, it's not going to be DeJong. It's going to be Dominic Fletcher. Sure. And we're going to move. I would rather play Pache in center, in all honesty, on another note, but no. Colson's going to play somewhere in the infield. Vaughn's going to play left. It's not going to be pretty, but sometimes you got to paper bag it. And we're going to put Brian Ramos in, and we'll have him hit cleanup versus lefties, because young people, and they need to hit. Unfortunately, that leaves us without a backup infielder versus lefties because they're all in there. So we're gonna do the old 1-2, where you kind of just have, the actual players playing the backups. Kind of weird, but Also, Gavin Sheets is not playing every third day versus lefties. I don't know why that's there. He'll play every third versus. Yeah, we'll put him every fifth at DH and every third at first because he's hitting pretty well. As we're getting just decimated up there, as you can see. Anyways, there's that. Real quick check-in. I claimed Parker Mashinsky off waivers. Ground baller. It's a lefty, which we kind of need both of. So we're going to DFA Dominic Leone because he has been nothing short of a disaster. And we'll pretty much have him take his spot. He'll be a middle reliever and a lefty specialist. Well, folks, it is trade season. Yo-Yo Yamokata, the fruit of the Chris Sale trade, is out of here. And we're going to a familiar friend, the Marlins. Edward Cabrera. I know what you're thinking. What the fuck are you thinking? I know what you're... Sure, we'll go with that. He's pretty good in this game. Good stuff, not great stuff. Good movement, not good control. 5 good pitches. I can see him being a very successful reliever. More than anything, this is a asset management type trade. We were planning on declining this team option with no buyout anyways. Might as well retain... Oh, let's see if we can take this down a little bit. All right, we'll retain 85% of his contract to eat. We'll eat it all. We'll eat the money. Give them Yomokata. And we'll take Edward Cabrera from them. I was trying to get, a couple other pieces, but they were not really into it. I don't really care enough to do, add on for a reliever. So here we go. See ya, Yo-Yo. And we will fill that role. We'll fill those shoes with probably Colson Montgomery. See, Edward Cabrera looks pretty good as a reliever, but we're going to use him as a starter. And he's going to immediately replace... look at this bullpen. That's so nice. Michael Soroka is sorry, but you're going to get DFA'd. Don't tear your Achilles on the way down the stairs out the building. That was a bad joke. I will never do that again. Sorry to all y'all who have tore your Achilles before. Can't imagine that's, much fun. We're going to throw Colson over to third, who's, been terrible everywhere because I wasn't giving him the ratings that he didn't deserve, I guess. You could call that cheating. We're going to hit... We will figure out our lineups in a short second, but I'm going to call up Danny Mendick. Welcome back. Guess who's back? It's Danny Mendick, back again. I miss Nicky Lopez, tell a friend. Guess who's back? Actually, Danny Mendick, you're going to play third. Don't love that, but you're going to do it. How's that sound? All right, let's line up it up. I'll do this with y'all here. All right, versus righties. Who should be leading off? It is Colson Montgomery. Hilarious that we don't have our best OBP guy in here, but I don't much care for him, as I was saying in the previous episode, I think. Colson should be 1. Should we go Benintendi 2? No, I'm going to go Louis Bob 2. And then we're going to figure out Slug. Who's slugging for us? Louis Bob. Colson. Benintendi. I mean, he's just... Sure. We'll go Vaughn, Benintendi. Ramos, Fletch, DeYoung, Centennial, Madrigal. All right. Versus lefties. Who should be leading off? No. Why? No. It was going to be Louis Bob 1. Then Pache, Ramos. I do like this lineup, admittedly. Like, it's pretty... we're a platoon team because we're bad, and that's what bad teams should be doing. Anyway, that was that trade. I will catch up with you guys soon. Before I go, though, a couple interesting names on the waiver wire, eh? Kidding. Mid. So you can see the trade deadline is tomorrow. There really have not been very many major swaps yet. The only one I can highlight is Zach Eflin for Enrique Bradfield Jr., which very, very Rays trade to make. So that's on brand. You can see the big dogs are pretty much all still on the trade block. Let's see if anything is dealt the day before the deadline. We got a couple trades, as the Cubs want to give us Chase Strumpf and Christian Franklin, getting Gavin Sheets. I will definitely move him in some capacity today, and I will show you that. Ooh, I can see we got a couple trades here, huh? This is nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing. Trevor Rogers, that's a name, but he's not good in the game. Scott Efros. Vince Velasquez for MJ Melendez? Very weird. They also, the Padres also traded for Nick Prado for Mike Clevenger, the minor league contract they signed. Sure. Jordan Montgomery to the Dodgers. Sure, dude. Let's sign a guy and trade him on the first year of a contract to the division rival? Like, what? Man, this Dodgers team is just bonkers. Good for them, though, I guess. We got Tim Meza. He's a pretty good player in this game. Like, look at how good he is for lefties and everything. Matt Moore. And Matt Barnes. There really not been too many huge trades. I will see what I can do, and I will report back. We got our first fairly major trade of the series, and I'm excited to show y'all. Eric Fetty, who's been good, is out of town, and he's going south, and he's going west, out to San Francisco. Why do I want to trade him? Well, he's not going to be in our future plans, and we're good. He's got 2 more years of $7.5 million. I'm going to cover part of it this and next year. He's been fine, but we have minor league depth we can call up. We're going to get this pretty good looking package. We're going to be giving away Eric Fetty, 25% retained. Gavin Sheets, a top prospect of ours. I know, it's weird. Number 43 ranked, Noah Schultz. Not a huge fan of the fact that he's only got 70 stuff as a reliever. As a starter, this is not a good enough player to be ranked 43. And they seem to like him, and they can have him. Now, if his fastball develops, I will be like, Oh, but I could have done that. But we're going to say good luck, San Francisco. And we're also going to add in Brooks Baldwin, who's mighty fine organizational depth. We're going to be getting Elliot Ramos, who is kind of, quad A-esque at this point, but he's something. Iverson Arteaga, who's good defensive shortstop with no service time and good enough hitting ratings for what he provides at 6. And here's the big piece, in my opinion. It is catcher Patrick Bailey, who's got 75 catcher framing with only a year of service time. He is going to be our starting catcher for the near foreseeable future, I believe. Of course, Buck Showalter is going to tell me I look like an idiot because I want to accept this offer. But we are going to do just that. Let's see if I can tack on anything else just for fun. I'm going to stop this. I can get Marcos Castanon. Sure, dude. I can take it down a little bit. I don't have to retain it because I want to give him away? Sure. What? I don't know. Anyways, we're no longer going to retain. Cool. Yeah, you're looking at this correctly. The Yankees, who are rebuilding, would give us Juan Soto for Brian Ramos. I'm not going to do it because, A, I don't plan on paying Juan Soto, and we're not going to make the playoffs anywho. But that's pretty funny that no one else has gone and got him. Anyways, I'll show you the team, how we're looking after the additions we've made. So, here's how we're set up. Montgomery is still going to be our guy. We've Bailey and Arteaga are starting versus both sides. It's pretty good infield defense and catching defense that I'm pretty happy with. Davis Martin's gotten the call. Tyler Ivy's up. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. It's a pretty new look pitching staff. Bullpen still looks pretty good. That's about it. Waiver wire has a bunch of names on it. I've looked through. The only one even semi-interesting to me is Cionel Perez as a lefty specialist. He looks pretty okay. 50 stuff, 70 home run against versus lefties. A team option for $2 million next year. I am pretty tempted to do that, to be honest. My only thought is, we just got Parker Mashinsky, who, sorry, that's not what I meant to click. He has an option year left, so we can keep him on the 40-man and just waive him. So I'm debating it. I think we'll do it. Just because, if not, alright, whatever. Let's do it. Alright, development update. Heel. He looks pretty good. Again, I should have done this earlier. I forgot to. I don't care for your changeup, sir. Give me a better fastball. And your slider, develop it too. And your stamina can go to hell as well. Look at that. I mean, yeah, develop yourself, sir. That's awesome. Coles Montgomery. His eye potential and ratings have gone up. What else has happened here? Edgar Caro. He continues to look pretty good. I kind of want to call him up and use him as a DH. It's funny to me having a DH without power. Look at his slash line at AA. 174, bad. 376, very good. 261, abhorrent. What is this player? In single A, he OBP'd 443? I don't know. He'll probably get a call at some point by the end of the year. Anyways, that was all your trades. We can go and look at... Nope, we can go and look at somewhere. Logs. Trade log. There it is. Here's a bunch of other names if you want to look. I'm pretty sure I highlighted the major ones or the big ones. I mean, there really were not a ton of huge trades. Clay Holmes to the Padres. AJ Preller continues to do himself like he loves. And this is all the trades that have been made. There were really not many superstar trades, and that's because I turned the ratings down, and that's still quite a few trades. That's more than you'll see in real life, probably. Brandon Belt, didn't realize this yet, signed with the Astros for a year. Sure. Jezrado. Logan Webb in this game is my quintessential pitcher I want for this team to be built around, ideally in the future. 70 home run allowed, 70 control, extreme ground ball. Look at his FIP. 273. He's got a high BABIP. If in 3 years, with what we're going to have at infield defense, that BABIP's going to be 270. It's going to be great. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is on pace to win 28 games. We're going to pretend like that's normal. And that's about the update. Oh, yeah, we claimed... what's-his-face? So, Yes, Sionel Perez, sorry. So we're going to send Parker Mashinsky. And because, I'm sure you know this, but if not, not to demean, because he has an option year left, you don't have to waive in DFA. You can just, never mind, I'm stupid. In the offseason you can, sorry, I think. Something like that. Maybe I don't know baseball. Anyways, I thought you'd be able to like pull back from waivers if wanted. Anywho, Sionel Perez, a lefty specialist with middle relief secondary. Hopefully he can help us out. And also I should mention Centennial and DeYoung have been DFA'd. The big sigh. As if baseball was not cruel enough, we simulate one day. You missed one day. And Louis Bob and Patrick Bailey got hurt. Absolute White Sox legend here. Out for 6 weeks. He'll be back by the end of the year. I'm not making Louis Bob play through injury. So we need catcher and center field to help. And of course, we can go forward one day. Juan Centennial is going to come back up. DeYoung, you're out of here, Buster. See ya. Centennial, we're going to go back to the old platoon. Of course, I had I had Patrick Bailey starting both sides. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a brain shart. And now we need center field, and that's why we have Maverick Phillips. Woo! Welcome back, pal. But we're going to do something fun, and we're going to have Christian Pache start. Because he's, without any hesitation or question, a better fielder than, or player rather. Cool. I don't love Juan Centennial hitting second here, I'll be honest. We'll just move everybody down, and he can hit 8th. Versus lefties, I should make sure that Brett Phillips is backing up and coming in to replace Vaughn on defense, because good lord, he's not good in left, but that's where he's playing for us, because that's what we're doing. Pache is going to play center. Good lord. Oh my, I don't love what's going to happen here on defense. I have to figure this out real quick. Can you play the outfield? You can, but I don't want you to. Can you play the outfield? We're going to have Vaughn play right, which is not going to be pretty, but whatever. And Benintendi is going to hit third. Cole Montgomery's going to hit third. We're going to have our young man go do his thing. And that's that update. Not a fun one. Very quick swap here, but Brian Ramos not doing it for me in the majors. We're going to give Edgar Caro a shot at designated hitter versus both sides of the plate. I think he's going to lead off versus lefties, and I think he should hit... I'm going to hit him second, because we're going to see if he can... Because he gets on base. Isn't that what they said, Moneyball? Something about that, yada yada. But they didn't mention the pitchers or the fucking Cy Young winner on that team. Arrgh. Great news, folks. Louis Bob is back, which means, see ya, Brett. The other thing of note I will mention here once I finish doing this in a hot second, we also have to move him back up the lineup here. You're going to hit second, and we'll have Caro hit third. Why not? Is that the Orioles signed a pretty good player to a pretty team-friendly extension. I actually lied. We're going to have Benintendi back up here. But who would y'all imagine that would to be? The answer is Corbin Burns, who was really good in this game. Good here, good there, good everywhere. You know, ground baller, 5+ pitches. This is a pretty great pitcher, and look at that. They signed him through 2031 at $24.2 a year. It's a pretty team-friendly and pitcher-friendly deal. I mean, you're getting injury protection and through your age 36 season, but if he's healthy, which, you know, injury proneness is normal, you'll see eventually, you know, once we get to like 2028, 29, a lot of players become fragile, but for now, it's a pretty great contract. Sorry, I'm bringing it back here for a quick segment. Look at this game James Wood just had. Just got called up, like, fairly recently. He's had 150 ABs. Stats do not look good. He had a 522 OPS coming into this game. 2-run home run, 3-run home run, solo shot, RBI double, strikeout. What a shitter. That's a pretty good day for a rookie, or anyone. God damn. Nicky Lopez is back. That's a good thing. You know why? Because we're like a game out of the playoffs right now somehow. I guess I should, in retrospect, have traded for Juan Soto because you never know when you make the playoffs, right? I personally, I think the playoffs are just a crapshoot in baseball, which is a fun thing, a good thing. That's not to say, oh, baseball's bad because playoffs are random. That's awesome. That's why people like it. But we have to figure out what we're doing here with third base. Didn't realize that. I think Colson Montgomery's going to go play some third base for his lefties. And we're going to try... Corey Lee can play first. And then if he's tired, we'll have Edgar Caro back that up. Why not? Anyways, yeah, look at this. We are 64 and 66, one game somehow out of a wild card spot. I can't really, fathom this team being good, but the pitching and defense has been good enough. Let's see if we can win some games. There's an extra inning win. We do a lot of this. A lot of, our pitchers are pretty good. Nardi had a bad game. Davis Martin has been unreal. Sure, that's pretty fun. Our entire pitching staff's been pretty ridiculous recently. Tyler Ivey has a 2.4 ERA. Edward Cabrera has a 3.8 with us. Nick Mastrini's got a 3.6. Crochet's got a 3.1. That's a ridiculously good pitching staff. And our bullpen's been good enough. Luis Heel, 6 ERA, but it's 5.4 with us. It's not good, but I still think there's something there. Anyways, hopefully we can make the playoffs in year one. That would be pretty crazy. They hate to see the white man win. Another day with 2 injuries on one. Alright, well, we're going to 4-day bench Pache. Benintendi is just about done for the year. All that requires, though, is an outfielder. Let's give... Hold on. Before I think about this, before I do Mark Payton, it's going to be because we only really need someone to hit off righties. So we're going to do the 32-year-old Mark Payton. Where has he played before? Cincinnati and the White Sox last year. He's going to play left, and he's not going to hit fourth rather. You know what? He is. I lied. This is not a good team. That is all I have to say. I don't know how 2 games under. Anyways, that's not a fun update. And, yeah. Well, we actually have a stroke of good news here as Juan Centennial can go back down to being DFA'd as Patrick Bailey is back. The other piece of information to deliver is that... Yeah, Struthorpe is back. Davey Garcia got hurt. Not a huge deal. As well, I called what's his name? Wilfred Veras back up upon... Jesus Christ, negative 1.2 WAR in 28 games as a DH? Sorry, I got distracted by how bad that is. Wow. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, roster expansion came, so I called up the first baseman. I can never remember his name. Anyways, we are falling out of the race. I am shocked we're even still, I guess by rule in it, but we're not making the playoffs. Not much else really has happened. Ricky Tiedemann tore his something. He's out for a while, 10 months. Torn flexor tendon. So Ricky Tiedemann, in my other Rocky save that I've mentioned, is 7th all-time in career strikeouts. So I know there's something in there. Be fun if he could, reach that potential here, but you never know. Couple things of note here. We are, not going to finish in the playoffs. Let's find out what our regular season record is. Let's win. Oh, we lose in extras. 77 and 85. Definitely better than I thought it was going to be. We're going to do a little season recap here. DeGrom threw a no-hitter. There were a couple no-hitters in the league this year. Let's check out who they were. Milestone watch, right? No. How do I do this? History accomplishments, yes. Eflin threw a no-hitter, Dunning, and DeGrom. The other thing I realized, Justin Turner had a 6-hit game. That seems absurd. Here are a bunch of 3-homer games over the year. You can pause and check that out if you care. Besides that, let's see. Altuve won the batting crown, hitting .327. Sky's blue. Luis Arias won another batting title. Let's check out the standings. The Red Sox win the East. They had a tiebreaker win over the Orioles. That's pretty cool. Not a tiebreaker game, but like they must have had the head-to-head tiebreaker. The Guardians win the Central. The Astros win 101 games, run away with the West. The Braves win 100 games. Wow. The Nationals were terrible. Jesus. Cubs win the Central. Overall bad division. And the Dodgers win 105 games. And oh man, were the Rockies bad. Team ERA? Oh, they allowed 1,000 runs. Oh my god. I can't say I've seen that before. How possibly does German Marquez have a 7.57 ERA? How is that even feasible? Look at this rotation. Their starters ERA is 6.72. At least Sean Bouchard had a 3-homer game in there. Dodgers scored 971 runs. Oh my god. Ohtani came back and pitched one game. He also just felt like, leading the league in home runs. That's not terrible. Wow. Okay, playoff matchups. What do we have? We got Orioles, Rangers to face the Astros, Twins, Red Sox to face the Guardians, Mets, Giants to face the Doyers, Cubbies, Phillies to face the Barvs. And we will be following that, but let's take a look at leaders. In the AL, wow, rookie Wyatt Langford led the league in RBIs slugging. That's crazy. Oh my god. What a player this is. Wow. Soto led in OPS, not shockingly. Rookie Jackson Holiday led the league in WAR and OBP. That's pretty nuts. Damn. So much for your real life stats, eh, Jackson? Prick. No, fucking. Just don't like the Orioles. He's a fun player. Wow, Ruiz stole a couple bases, just 76. 90 steal ability. That's pretty crazy. See the NL. Arias, yep. Shohei. Jordan Walker had a really good year, it seems. Oh my god, he led the league in OPS. Wow, this is a crazy player. Wow. Look at this archetype. Good power, doesn't strike out, puts the ball in play with authority, hits for gap power, wow. Wow, that's a really good player. Castellanos led the league in hits. Mookie in WAR. Riley was close. EDLC, run DLC was pretty close. That's a really good year for Ellie. Wow, Gallo set the single season strikeout record. Yuck. Oh my god, yuck. But at least he had an OPS plus of 100 somehow. That's crazy. What a year. What about on the pitching side of things? Kyle Harrison was nuts. He developed. I was trying to trade for him when near the start of the year. Shockingly, they weren't giving him to me. That's a really, really, really good player. Especially in a ballpark where you're not going to see very many home runs hit anyways. Wow, Logan Webb was also really good. This pitching staff must have been nuts. Snell, too. That's a tough out in the playoffs. I'll tell you that for free. Number 1 runs against, number 1 starters ERA, number 1 pitching WAR, number 1 defensive efficiency. Wow. Kodai Senga was pretty good. The 80 grade forkball, that's fun. Back to pitching leaders, though. Wow, Strider struck out 315. Oh my god. 18 Ks in his last game. Are you kidding me? 18 strikeouts? Holy crap. What was the most he got to this year? 18. Wow. Wow. That's with a 4.4 ERA. Am I looking at that correctly? Sure, man. What an absurd year from Spencer Strider. What else is there interesting on the pitching side of things? That's about it. Yeah, AL. Gosman led the league in innings, ERA, and WAR and Ks. That's probably a Cy Young. This you don't love to see. Nastrini walked a ton of guys, and you know who the only guy who walked more was our ace. Here's the harsh reality is I am probably going to look to trade him and get a lot of good pieces back, or at least one major piece. This is just not a long-term option for me as a starter. You cannot walk 100 men. Yeah, you struck out 200. Great. ERA was pretty well below his FIP. That was helped out by a pretty low BABIP. Doesn't have crazy stamina anyway. Again, if you look at him as a reliever, he looks pretty bonkers. But I'm not going to... If I can get something from him as a starter, I'm probably going to. So yeah, that's a pretty good, cool look around the league. You know, you can recap our team as well. Pitching staff, yeah, Crochet we looked at. Davis Martin was awful down the stretch. He started fine, but whatever. Tyler Ivey was honestly a pleasant surprise. Drew Thorpe I called back up near the end. He was overall pretty underwhelming, but I'm hoping his BABIP will come down pretty heavily next year, considering it's 50. Although lefties probably had. Let's find out. What on? Okay, sometimes baseball's weird, eh? 264 BABIP against lefties, even though his BABIP against lefties is 10 points lower than his 10 BABIP versus righties. That is just baseball. Delvey was fine. CNL with us was pretty unreal. This is what his role is. That's why we have him. Edward Cabrera was fine. He's probably got a spot here next year in some capacity. Tanner Banks was fine. Slutter Wilson was pretty bad. Luis Heel honestly was terrible. I still think there's something there. I'm a slut for stuff. Prelander was pretty bad. Allowed a ton of home runs. But the bright spots, look at Andrew Nardi. What a trade this was. He was pretty fantastic for us. Threw 105 innings out of the pen. 2 WAR year. And Jordan Leisure as well. I know his FIP and ERA are pretty separated, but that's still a pretty good year. If you look at our team by WAR, Louis Bob, 5 WAR year as a center fielder. Yes, please. Rookie Colson doesn't even have a full year of service time, but he was pretty unreal. 389 OBP as a rookie. Come to Papa. Nick Madrigal was fine. We really didn't have much production otherwise. Patrick Bailey, you know, he didn't hit a lick, but he also is a good framing catcher, and that's kind of what I want. Pache off waivers was a fine pickup. He'll probably be around next year. The rest of the guys were kind of just mid to bad. Edgar Caro was a disaster. I don't even understand what this is. His ratings, I feel like, should be higher, and so his ratings speak to a stat line that should be higher. And his batted ball profile is line drive, which typically, in my experience, is the best one to have. So I'm not sure. Anyways, let's check out the playoff race. I'm going to take this style and this part of the video as straight from Foolish Baseball, so thank you, pal. Let's meet the Astros in our final 4. Really good pitching here. Holy shit. First in starters and bullpen ERA. Framber, Verlander, you got Hader, who has been unreal. Look at these stats. Oh my god. He's sidearm too, eh? What's his stats versus lefties? Oh, just 95 stuff. That's crazy. Yiner was really good. Jordan is a monster. Oh my god, Jordan's a monster. 1.186 OPS. What the oh my god. King Tuck was good. Altuve was good. This is a really good team. No surprise they won 101 games. Let's see who's next is the Twins. Also a pretty good team. Another good runs against team. Led the league in strikeouts. We got Aces Pablo, Chris Paddock, Joe Ryan, Louis Varland. They are missing not really anyone, to be honest. I don't know what I'm saying. Yohan Duran, another bullpen ace. Wow, what a player this is. Offense is pretty deep. Edouard Julien got on base a ton. Wow. You got Kirilloff. Royce Lewis is pretty good in this, huh? Buxton's actually playing center. That's a pretty good deep team. I would imagine the Astros take that, but we will see. Phillies. This is not a great team. I don't know how they're here, but good for them. Nola is really good. Yep. Wheeler is really good. Ranger is really good. Hoffman is a starter again, huh? I'm shocked by that. He started 1 game this year, and they brought him back into the pen. The rotation? Sure, dude. Alvarado was a disaster out of the pen. That's fun. Hitting-wise, it's kind of underwhelming, I would imagine. I mean, Harper was good. Turner was good. Schwarber was good. Romuto was good. But no one was great. They only won 83 games, I guess, for a reason. They are missing Castellanos, who, had a pretty great year, though. So that's a big loss, and he's not even here for the playoffs. And they're going up against, the mighty Dodgers. This team had 4 guys with 100 RBIs. Yoshinobu Yamamoto won 23 games. Oh, my God. Glasnow was great. They traded for Jordan Montgomery, and he was pretty good. Of course, now they have Shohei in the rotation for the playoffs, because why not? This team is nuts. I would imagine we see a 2017 rematch, but we will find out. Oh no, Machete is retiring. What a shame. Astros and the Twins are tied. Doyers are up 2-0. Ooh, 3-1 Twins, 3-0 Doyers. Twins are going to the chip. Twins Doyers. Let's follow the series more in depth. Sorry, misclick. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Game 1, Paddock versus Glasnow. is today. And the Twins defeat them 4-2. Game 2, Pablo Lopez, Jordan Montgomery. Dodgers even the series. Yoshi Nobu versus Joe Ryan. Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. Shohei versus Farland. Shohei's like third start back since Tommy John. That's hilarious. And the Twins rocked him. Oh my god. He lasted a third of an inning. Thanks for coming out, Shohei. Game 5 today is a rematch of the Game 1 starters. Let's see. The Twins take it 9-6. Tomorrow, with the cup in the building, shout out to the Stanley Cup. You got, wow, Pablo versus Jordan Montgomery. For all the marbles for Minnesota, we're going to 7. I'm not going to watch it, but that's a fun thing to do. And let's see who wins. My money is on Minnesota. I have that gut feeling, but I'm usually wrong. I was wrong. The Twins lose to the Dodgers 5-4, and the Dodgers are your World Series champions. That's going to conclude this episode. Appreciate it. I know it's a long one. If you get any feedback, good or bad, please do not hesitate to tell me. And I will see you for the off-season. Dunno. Wow, aren't you guys all so lucky? I'm back to go over one of the crazier games I've ever seen. Look at this. 11-10. Dodgers take a 10-8 lead, top 9. Phillies tie it. Bottom of the 11th, they walk it off. You want to know how they walked it off? On Harper's 4th home run of the game. 2-run shot off Ohtani, double, strikeout, solo shot, off Evan Phillips in the 9th and Evan Phillips in the 11th for his 4th of the game to win it? I mean, wow. Anyways, you're welcome for that.